research finding indicate
السلام عليكم.
show that. This indicate that. There is evidence to show that.
Okay, great. So these are used to do what, Abdullah?
What?
Why do we use these?
For citing evidence?
Yes, so this is a way to start or introduce our evidence, and we can't just have an evidence just by itself. We need to introduce it. So these are ways to introduce the evidence by explaining that a particular author or article has this information. So these are very good ways to introduce and cite evidence.
Yeah, we call it
Yeah,
in-text citation.
In-text citation.
Citation, yeah.
Yeah, this here is an in-text citation.
In-text.
In-text citation. So these will be just your author, your year, the year, and a page number. They might not have a page number. It might just be an author and a year. And then you can look down in your bibliography, and there will be a full reference. So that it'll have the author, it'll have the year, the publication, the name of the publication author, where it was published and which state. So there's a full reference at the bottom of your work. This is just a citation, in-text citation.
Mr. Anthony, sorry to stop you. I'll quickly take the attendance because people just stormed into the room suddenly. I didn't get.
Good morning, Mr. Omar.
Yeah. Good morning, love. So,
morning. Yes, no problem.
sorry, Mr. Anthony, to stop you here. Abdullah Al-Anazi is here.
Yes.
Abdullah Al-Garni. Abdullah
Yes.
Al-Garni.
Yes.
Abdullah Sami Al-Hadithi.
Yes, Master.
Abdullah Al-Bure. Al-Hadithi is here.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, all right. Abdullah Al-Bure. Okay. So, Abdullah Shafi. No. Abdullah Walid. No. Ahmed Faiz. Ahmed, is Ahmed with us? No. Faisal Abdul Aziz Al-Ajmi. Faisal. Faisal Al-Ajmi. No. Hamoud, is Hamoud with us?
Yes.
Good morning, Hamoud. Ibrahim Al-Nasir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Mazen. Alaikum
Yes,
salam wa
Master.
barakatuh. Good morning, Saud. Mishari,
Good morning, Master.
has Mishari joined yet? Mishari? Mishari, no. Muhammad Abdul Rahman Al-Muhsin. Yes. Muhammad Al-Garni. Muhammad Al-Garni. Muhammad Al-Garni. No. Muhammad Ali Rafa is with us.
Yes.
Muhammad Rafa. Muhammad Arif is with us. Muhammad Abiz Salami is with us. Naif Hatim is
Yes.
with us. Riyadh is with us. Salman has joined. Has Salman joined? Salman? No. Saud has joined. Sorry, Saud Khalid, not Saud Al-Barrat. Yes. Sulaiman Talal Al-Muhaidab. Sulaiman Talal Al-Muhaidab.
Here, Mr.
Sulaiman is here. Tamim is here. Ziad, is Ziad with us?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, Ziad. Good morning, love.
Good morning.
We missed you yesterday's class, Ziad, didn't we? Mr. Anton, I'm going to send you the attendance list on the WhatsApp, all right?
Okay, great.
So, sorry to interrupt. You may continue now.
No problem. So I'll move to Muhammad Rafa.
Yes.
Can you please read, when you show agreement, can you read the words that that we use to show agreement?
Showing agreement. Consequently, as indicated, further to, in support, as a consequence, and furthermore.
Great. So they do exactly what they say. They show agreement to your writing, and we use them when we're agreeing with what we were talking about. So now I'll move to, great job, thank you. And now I'll move to Naif Hatem Alabi.
Yes.
Can you please read the words for showing disagreement?
Yes. First point is in contrast, and on the contrary, Can I ask what is on the contrary?
Yes.
Great question. So contrast is contrary and contrast are very similar, but contrary is when you're sort of when you're opposing. Is it more like Omar? Should we have a look at the?
It's like the opposite.
Yeah, it's like the opposite.
Or the other way around.
Yeah,
Okay.
on the other
Yeah.
hand, almost.
In
Yeah, it's similar.
in Arabic على النقيض or بالعكس.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah,
Nice.
thank you. Yes, thank you.
No problems.
And the third point is on the other hand, however, and contrary to, and but.
Great. So you use these when you want to, you want to show disagreement. So you use words that will bring, make the reader think, okay, he's showing one point, but then you want to bring out another point that's opposing this point. So these would be used maybe in your counter argument if it's argumentative writing. So remember the third body paragraph was a counter argument or opposing idea. I'll move now to Tamim. Can you hear me, Tamim?
Tamim?
Can you hear me, Tamim?
Mr. Anthony, can you use the list I just sent to you?
Okay, yes. All right, 1 second.
Okay, Tamim is not responding.
No, let's go to Abdullah Saleh Al-Gurney.
Yes, Mr.
Can you please read the next points?
Disjunction or qualifying. Despite this, although in spite of this, while, nevertheless, Mr. What's this?
Nevertheless?
No.
So, yeah, you had that correct. Nevertheless, what the word meaning is, or?
No, the word that, yes, this. Hereas, don't know.
Whereas, regardless of. So these words show. How do I explain it, Mr. Omar? These words are like
lack of connection or difference.
Lack of connection. Okay. Yeah, some sort of lack of connection and difference. So when you want to have more information, usually we relate these with these connective words.
You're gonna state a point, but you're gonna contradict it later on.
Yes. Stating a point and then contradicting it, because
yes, you say that this point is valid for many people, but you're gonna continue with this. You see, so as if you are admitting something, but you're gonna refute it or contradict it later on.
Yes.
Okay, great. So continue.
Can we use, in this context, Mr. Anthony, can we use the verb or the word refute? And can you explain what it means to the boys here? Refute,
okay.
R-E-F-U-T-E.
Okay, great. Good word, refute. When you refute something, it's like you're rebuttaling or you're going against something. You're disagreeing with something.
Yes. Or maybe disapprove.
Disapprove, yeah. Disapprove would be when you're disapproving an idea, maybe. So you're. Yeah, that's a good word. We could use disapproving. When you refute something, you go against it.
Yeah, you say it first. You say it or admit it first, and then you say you try to provide evidence that this point is not valid.
Yes.
Yes.
I will try to find the dictionary meaning for it.
Complete, Mr.
Yes, love.
Regardless of, yet, even if, even though, by comparison.
So comparing the last one, you're actually, you're comparing 2 points. So you might have something that might be somewhat positive or somewhat negative, and then you might disapprove. You might compare it with another thing. So you might you might go against what you had first wrote about.
So
to
can you
prove
give
a
us
point.
examples for some of these phrases, Mr. Anthony?
Okay. Despite this, so maybe I'm talking about. Okay, let's say America's public health system. I'm talking about that it's quite good, and then I might say, despite this, there are still many problems.
So
I'm
what I
comparing it. I'm saying
understand
that it's good.
Yeah, I understand that what you did is you admitted something or you said something, but you contrasted it later on.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I did. So I said that it was good, but then I said, despite that it's good, or even though that it's good, it's not amazing. So I'm telling the audience that I agree with that. I think it's a good system.
Yeah,
but I think
or we
it could
can
be
say,
better.
although the American health system is has been known as one of the best systems in the world, but they couldn't deal or they couldn't deal with the new pandemic or corona pandemic, for example.
Exactly. Yeah. So that would be a good way to use refuting, or a good way to explain how you refute something. You're not totally. You might not be totally disapproving. You might be, somewhat agreeing, and then you might use these words to clarify your point. Example, regardless. I mean, regardless that it's a good system, it's still not amazing. Or even though we still have problems. So yeah, these refuting words.
Can I just translate the word "good morning" Abdullah Bray? Can you tick Abdullah Bray in your list, Mr. Anthony? Regardless of means in Arabic بصرف النظر عن. You got it, boys? Regardless.
Did you want me to tick? Who was that to tick?
Abdullah Bray, number two.
Number two. Okay, so I'll move now on to Abdullah Sami Al-Hudathi. Hudathi?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
Okay. Can you please continue on?
Other languages for addressing and the literature.
Very good, literature. Good job.
By the word literature here, we are not talking about language arts. We are talking about books and researches that has been dealing with the topic before, and researches, books, researches, journals. You see, books, studies, journals.
Journals.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is previous work.
Yeah, previous work. Yeah, on the subject, on the field of knowledge.
Can you please continue reading for me?
It is clear that that as shown, current
research
in a relation.
Yeah, that's correct.
Relation to X, this is very important, significant, because as a con being
of course,
seen
by X we can name an author, or we can name an article or a book.
Good. Continue on.
As can be seen, many
Theory? Yeah.
theories hold that there are
Serious
serious implications that can be drawn from
Very good.
those findings indicates that this finding is supported by the same to imply.
Very good. Imply. It seems to imply.
It is still not completely clear that
Are you using your mobile phone, Abdullah?
Yes, Mr.
That's why. Mr. Anthony, can you zoom in a bit, please? Can you zoom in a bit more? A bit more, please. Okay.
How's that?
Is this clear, Abdullah?
Yes, it is.
Okay, love.
Interesting research has been conducted
like done.
Conducted by they extend the idea of
and I think there's one more
of evidence of this can be seen in the work by.
Good job. Very good.
Yeah. Mr. Anthony, can you give us examples?
Yes. So
listen, Smith is the author of the article I'm using here.
Okay.
So
I'll just
like, for example,
I might write.
It's clear that Smith has suggested that health system in America, blah, 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 blah. All right?
Yeah.
So as shown in current research by Smith, you see? As shown, current research by Smith suggests or proposes or states that, and you continue what you want to say. Proposes that, yeah, or suggests that American health system, blah, 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 blah. All right? Whatever the idea you want to borrow from him or cite from him.
Yeah, so this is a good way to, I guess, back up your evidence and also gives the reader sort of if it makes him feel that you know what you're talking about. You're backing it up by current research and you can evaluate these findings. Show you clearly take away the parts that are useful for your argument. So you break it down. You these studies show from this author it clearly indicates or shows that blah blah blah, and so you're I guess creating a sense of I guess a sense of understanding of current research.
Yeah,
and
it shows your reader how resourceful you are.
Yeah, that's a good word, resourceful. Great. So these are words that are very important, or can be used to address the literature. So addressing meaning, using the literature.
Yes.
So great. So let's move on to the sample argument now. I'll just get my list.
Mr. Anthony, just to let the boys, my dear boys, know, they are expected to write something that like what we saw. I would recommend that it should be a topic of their choice, Mr. Anthony. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. I think it'll give them more, I guess, suggestions and more ideas for various topics. I was thinking, using globalization and other things, but I think maybe at this stage.
But if somebody would like to write about something else or something that might be of interest to him, it should be fine, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course. So,
Mr. Omar.
Yes, Muhammad.
What are the requirements for this? How many pages or word count?
Mr. Anthony, Mr. Anthony will let you know in a few minutes, Muhammad. He's gonna explain the tasks to you all right?
Okay, thank you.
So, Muhammad, we're going to study this argument here, and this is obviously a full essay, a little an argumentative essay. And I think what we'll work on first is just working on the paragraph first, and then we'll expand on. So let's have a read, and then we'll discuss the requirements.
Mr. Anthony, I'd like to point out that the phrases between brackets are for explanations, for class explanations only.
Yes, like these are not part of the text.
Yeah, these are not part of the text. This is to show you guys what's happening here. All right.
Okay, so let's move to Hamoud Michel Al-Habi.
Hamoud, yeah.
Yes.
Can you please read the first paragraph for me, starting from what the title is?
The smart pill, a critique.
A critique. So critique.
Adapted from super pill to get student brain into gear. Jeremy Lawrence, London, developing mental diseases.
Sorry, 1 second.
Diseases like Alzheimer and other forms for dementia have a huge social and financial impact. Background issue, broad context. As a consequences, scientists have been trying to find a cure by developing drugs that slow mental deterioration and enhance memory retention. According to researchers, McNally, 1998, Jones, 2001, more than 200 chemical compounds that will boost memory and learning ability are currently being developed by
pharmaceutical
companies.
Pharmaceutical.
Current state of research.
No, don't read this. This is only to show you.
That's okay.
This is current state of research. This is like you mentioned the research here. You see McNally, 1998 is a research, and another research is Jones, 2001. You see, these are current researches on the area.
Okay. If successful, the application of the drugs cloud to be much broader than just the treatment of dementia. Professor McGott, 2001, claims that the new drugs will have a wide appeal to students sitting exam and ambitious worker wanting an edge over their rivals.
Page 74. So very, very good, Hamoud. So some of the words are quite difficult here. So we're using some scientific words. So Alzheimer's. Do you boys know what Alzheimer's is?
Yes.
So it's when you start losing your memory.
Make you forget things. Yes.
yeah, make you forget things. And so it's a form of dementia, and it's very common all over. I mean, very, very common things that develop. Huge social and financial impacts. So, Mr. Omar's brought in, this is the background issue, and it's quite broad because it doesn't, developing mental diseases like Alzheimer's and other forms, it's a little bit broad, the context. Other forms of dementia have a huge social and financial impact. So that's the key part, I think.
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Anthony, and this is one way for the introduction, to structure your introduction. We call it the funnel way. You know, are you familiar with the funnel, boys? Do you know what a funnel is? I don't know.
No, Mr.
It's something, what is it?
Do you want me to explain what it's a funnel is where you maybe have some liquid. You see it in the laboratory,
or even in the car service when you change the engine oil.
Oh, yes. They
use a funnel to pour in oil into the engine. Do you know this funnel?
No, Mr.
Okay. That means you start by talking about something that's general, and then you start to narrow down until you reach to your claim or argument or point. You see, boys? Mr. Anthony, can you show us a picture of a funnel from Google Image?
Yes.
So the idea is this method of the introduction, Google Images. Yeah, this boys. So it starts like generally or broad. All right, you give us some background or broad. Yeah, and then you start to narrow down your ideas or your points until you reach the claim. You see what I mean? You got it, boys?
Yes, Mr.
So, for example, if you are going to talk about Riyadh, so you start out by talking about the Asia and how Saudi Arabia is part of Asia and then the capital of Saudi. So you moved from Asia is one of the continents and Saudi Arabia is a country in Asia, and then you move to talk about Riyadh, which is the capital of Saudi Arabia. You got it, boys?
Yes.
So how did I start out? I start out by, sorry, this is a very stupid example, but it can show you the point here. It's only meant to show you the point. So you start by giving us like some information about Asia, then Saudi Arabia, which is a country in Southeastern Asia, Southwestern Asia, and then you start to direct or touch upon your main point, which is Riyadh. You see what I mean?
Yes.
Boys? Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, Mr. Anthony, to interrupt. So background issues or broad context, that's what some authors normally prefer to structure their introduction section.
Great.
Anthony?
And can you see, boys, how they've introduced their research? They've said, according to researchers, so then he brings in his research that he's found. McNally, there's two different, this would be two different articles.
Yeah.
McNally, 1998. So the author's name, last name, and the year. The author's last name and year. And then he's got the information. So he hasn't used direct quotes. So therefore he is paraphrasing. More than 200 chemical compounds that will boost memory and learning ability are currently being developed by pharmaceutical companies. So this is his current state of research that he's put in to support his claimed, and he's talking about finding a cure by developing drugs. If blah, blah, blah. So he continues on explaining this evidence. If successful, the application of the drugs could, so he here in the next paragraph after his researched material, he's explained it or explained the importance that relates back to his topic. If successful, the application of the drugs could be much broader than just the treatment of dementia. And then he brings in his final concluding sentence or his transitional sentence that might lead to his next paragraph, because this is not a concluding sentence because it's not the last sentence of the essay, but it's more of like a linking sentence. Professor McGaw, 2001, claims that the new drugs will have a wide appeal to students sitting exams and ambitious workers wanting to edge over their rivals. So these are the implications, or why he thinks that why and how these new drugs will have an effect. And as you can see, then he goes on the next paragraph. He talks about a smart pill being a possibility. So I don't know if we have time to finish because all of this because we're running out of time, and I want to.
7 minutes, right?
I want to. Yeah.
7 minutes. We have 7 minutes.
What time does this class finish, boys?
10:30. So we still have
10:30.
7 minutes in our hand.
Okay. Let's go on then. I'll maybe have another 2 readers. Let's go to Ibrahim.
Yes.
Can you please read this paragraph for me?
So
Okay.
yeah, all right. Yes.
There seems to be some evidence that a smart pill is a possibility. Experiential traits of a new classes of cognitive enhancers called vaccines have supposedly had positive results without the severe side effects. Korean researcher McGuff 2001 indicates that the rats thought to avoid one part of a maze by electric shock treatment. Remembered the information up a month afterwards when I have given the drugs compared to the control group, which forgot within 24 hours. Vaccines have also had remarkable effects in humans. McGuff 2001, page 75, supporting.
Right. So he uses some positive trials of a potential new smart pill, and these are called ampakines, it looks like, and he explains how they've had good effects. So as you can see, look, he's talked about supporting positive researched material, and it looks like this next his last paragraph before his conclusion, remember, is his last body is opposing claim. He's using a transitional word, however, here. So do we have time for, I think, maybe one more before we have to wrap up and quickly explain the homework? So let's.
You can explain the homework. Start explaining the homework. Sorry, Mr. Anthony. Start explaining the homework, because we want to discuss your work, boys. All right? Because this selection is a bit complicated because it's a scientific one, but it's still easy to read if you focus on it. All right? So yes, okay. Mr. Anthony, the task.
So guys, as you can see, this is an argumentative essay, and this is what we're looking for you guys to talk about. We want an argumentative essay. So you might have your topic sentence, then you're going to have your body paragraphs, and then your conclusion. And here they've got their reference at the end. What we want maybe for Thursday's class, I want to be able to talk about some of your topics, and I'm not going to be asking for a whole essay like this. I think what we'll do is we'll work on our first supporting.
For example, can we work at least for this week? Can we work on the introductory paragraph?
Yes,
and at least one body paragraph.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So how about for Thursday, boys? And you have any questions, obviously you can ask. We've already talked about how to get your ideas and information about your topic sentence. So get a clear topic sentence and what you're talking about. And then I want you to have your introduction sentence and one supporting body paragraph. Okay. And we'll discuss these. I want you guys to send them in to us before Thursday's class so that we can talk about them together. Okay. So that gives you tomorrow or today, tomorrow, and the next day to have work on 2 paragraphs, basically, one introduction and one body paragraph. Okay. How does that sound?
Guys, mind you to send Mr. Anthony your work by Thursday so that we can discuss it for everyone. Our discussion will not be like criticizing or something. It's for the purpose of learning and giving feedback.
Yeah,
got it, boys? Don't feel shy, please. There's no harm in making mistakes. Right, Mr. Anthony?
Yes, very, very correct. We're not looking to give you a mark. We're looking to help you structure your writing and improve your writing skills. So don't be scared to share what you have. You might think it might not be good, but we will work and improve it. So that's our goal, to improve the writing. So please, you can use my globalization idea if you want. So globalization provides 3 important potentials towards improving business, improving sport, or any one of these if you would like, or you could use your own topic, anything that you would like. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me or send me a message, and I will get back to you. And please, as soon as you can, send me so that I can look at it and send you back some feedback.
Any questions, boys?
No, thanks, miss.
So can we vote before we leave?
Yes.
So, Mr. Anthony, we have 19 people here.
Great. So thanks, guys, for joining our class. I'll just check.
I'm not sure if some people are even around the computer. You need to vote whether thumb up or thumb down, boys. Because by this, I know that people who are not voting are not even with us now. So, Muhammad Silami, are you there? Even if you don't like the class, show us. It's okay.
Yes, mister.
Nobody is going to get killed. Except for Naif, of course. Naif, remind me to kill you next month.
Yes, mister.
So, where have you been, Muhammad Silami and Hamoud? Where have you gone?
I'm here.
Even if you don't like the class, please show us that you are still here. I'm going to take a screenshot
I just
of this.
answered, you know.
Okay, see you guys tomorrow, inshallah. It sounds like some people dropped out, Mr. Anthony. See you guys.
That's no problem. Thanks.
See you guys, inshallah, tomorrow.
Thank you, mister.
See, have a good day.
Thank you, mister.
All right, Mr. Anthony, can I get the class now?
Thank you, mister.
Yes.
Can you give me permission to end the class, please?
Yes, Mr.
Thank you,
Frank.
mister.
Thank you, Mr. Anthony. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, mister.
Have a very good day.
Thank you, mister. Thank you, mister.